The first time Olivia saw the smoke, it curled like a dark omen against the pale Wyoming sky. She stood at the edge of her property, boots planted in dry prairie grass, watching the distant plume rise and smear the morning light. The railroad had returned. 3 years ago, the iron beast had taken her husband. Daniel had been a foreman strong, laughing, stubborn enough to believe that steel tracks meant progress. The day the boiler exploded, the sky had shaken with thunder that did not belong to God. By sundown, she was a widow. The company called it an accident. Olivia called it murder. Now the railroad was back to finish what it had started, a line cutting straight through the valley, through her land, through every memory she had left. She tightened her grip on the small leather satchel hidden beneath her shawl. Inside were blasting caps Daniel once kept for clearing rock. She had taken them the night before the funeral. At the time, she hadn't known why. Now she did. The whistle echoed, faint and distant. "Closer than yesterday, they won't take another thing from me," she whispered. By midday, the camp had sprung up like a rash along the hills. Tents, supply wagons, men shouting over the clank of metal and snorting horses. Olivia rode into town with her hat low, her face unreadable. The saloon was thick with dust and gossip. That new engineer's a sharp one, someone muttered. Named Cyrus Bennett. Came down from Montana. Smart as they come. Olivia's hand paused on her glass. Engineer. The man responsible for laying the final stretch. The man responsible for finishing what killed her husband. She turned slowly. Cyrus stood near the bar, tall and broad-shouldered, dark hair catching the lamplight. He wasn't laughing like the others. He studied blueprints spread across a table, brow furrowed in concentration. He looked younger than she expected. Not cruel, not careless, human. Her jaw tightened. Humanity did not absolve guilt. As if sensing her stare, Cyrus glanced up. Their eyes met hers, cool and steady. He tipped his hat slightly, polite. She didn't respond. Instead, she finished her drink and walked out into the sun, pulse pounding. That night, beneath a moon thin as a blade, Olivia crept toward the half-laid tracks. The workers had retired. Only a lantern burned near the supply wagon. She knelt beside the rail joint. Daniel would have inspected with pride. "I'm sorry," she whispered to the memory of him. "If you want to hear the full story, click the title below."